I am Erin Monfre, the owner and CEO of Black Box 100, and this is Her Table.
Now you see her.
You are magnificent!
Welcome to Her Table, the podcast that shines a spotlight on the badass women who are redefining the game. Join hosts Kate Foley and Megan Martinez as they unlock the secrets of success from the brightest female pioneers in the industry. Whether you're a young woman aspiring to break into the sports industry or a seasoned professional looking for fresh inspiration, come on and grab a seat at Her Table, where women's voices are amplified, dreams are realized, and the game is changed.
You must always have faith in yourself.
Seek out strong women to befriend, to learn from, to be inspired by.
Women need a seat at the table, and in some cases, they need to create their own table.
Today we have Erin Monfre. She is a former Division I college basketball player. She is the current certified personal fitness trainer with clients including professional and collegiate athletes, and is a Lululemon ambassador.
She recently opened her own gym in Sussex, Wisconsin, Black Box 100. It's designed to help people strengthen themselves mentally and physically, and it's focused on allowing them to come up and show up as they are. Bring what you have. She's going to work it out with you. She's going to make you a better person all the way around.
Yes.
So I can't wait to get into it.
Can't wait.
I'm not working out, though. Are we clear? I'm not working out.
Sure. We'll
okay,
see.
let's get into it with Erin. All right, so welcome to Her Table, Erin. I mean, high noon on a Thursday.
Yeah, what time is it?
It's
1:30?
1:30.
I love
It's
it.
after 12.
Somewhere.
I'll come back anytime you need me to come back. That's amazing.
Well, we're so happy that you're here, and I know
Thank
we've
you.
known each other for a long time, but I personally don't know everything there is to know about you and your story and your path. And part of Her Table is sharing stories and sharing just how you got where you got and where you want to go and how you want to get there. And so I want to just like dive in and just like get to know you while you drink your high noon.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm
Peach,
ready.
and
We'll
for
peel back the
anyone
layers.
listening, where she's loving the high noon. Peach is her favorite flavor, so Bing
it
brought
is.
her that, and she is just ear to ear smiling and how much
I'm
happy
loving
she is
it
right
here
now.
so far.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
So okay, so you played basketball at Marquette.
I did.
You did. You played all 4 years.
I was there 2005 to 2009.
Okay.
Originally from Wisconsin.
Okay.
So as soon as I graduated, I got out of there. I was like, I need a change of pace, change of speed. So after Marquette, I moved down to Louisville, Kentucky. I was there
That
for
is a
7 years.
Big change, friends.
Big change. But I was there at like the right age and the right time
Okay.
in my career because it's kind of a college town.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I can always move back.
Yeah.
And when you move away and there's no family around, you're forced to kind of, who am I and who do I want to be? And so, yeah, I was there for 7 years. That's when I got into the fitness industry.
Okay.
Went from there to Louisiana for 2 years.
Okay.
That's
part?
part of my story. Hammond, Louisiana,
Okay.
about 45 minutes outside of Baton Rouge.
Yep.
That was eye-opening for me.
Was
from
that
like
job
where,
took you there? Like, what took you there?
relationship.
Relationship?
Relationship.
Okay.
We were there about just a year and a half. And then it was either Houston or Orlando. Because in the fitness industry, it was like those were big areas to be in to try to, progress my career.
Yeah.
And so we went Orlando. So I was there for 3 years.
Okay.
And then I found my way back to Milwaukee.
I think it's so important. Like sometimes I always say, like, it's so scary. You get out of college and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do next?
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like, hey, here's your diploma.
Now what?
Now
you
what?
don't really have a lot of life skills and tools
a
at
lot.
that
You
age to
probably
take
have
on.
zero.
Yeah.
And you think you do until you're like, oh shit, this isn't what I have to actually do. Like, this is real life.
And at that time, I thought I wanted to get into college coaching.
Okay.
Women's basketball.
Okay.
But it was like season 6 months long, off season. You're recruiting, you're traveling. I'm like, where is the balance in life and work? And that's always been something so important to me. So when I moved to Louisville, Kentucky, a friend of mine got me into personal training.
Okay.
And it clicked for me because it was like, okay, I can make people's lives better, healthier. I can mentor. And on the flip side of that, I can create my own schedule.
Yeah.
So I can
So nice.
choose my hours,
Yes.
my days. And I was like, this is golden. This is what I wanted.
This is what your calling was.
Yeah. So this is year 14
Wow.
of being in the fitness industry.
Okay, and when you say fitness industry, because there are people like me who don't work out.
Okay. I'd say we would change that, but you're pretty adamant
No,
about
I'm not.
so
listen, if you want a challenge, for sure.
Okay.
But I also know how stubborn I am and just know me, and I'm like, I don't want you to waste your time.
That's fair. I respect it.
I'm being honest.
I respect it.
I'll get in a good little like Pilates, and I'm good with that.
Yeah,
but
Pilates is fun.
yeah, I just, at this point in my life, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I'm not, then I'll come and be like, okay. And then you're gonna be like, you should have done this a long time ago, Kate.
At
And
least
like,
you know.
And then I'm gonna be like,
she's aware of
you know
it.
what,
Yeah.
Aaron? Like,
you prepped me.
It's fine.
You'll
It's
come
fine.
back. You'll come around. You'll come around.
It's fine. So you do, like, what do you do? Because, like, you obviously work with NBA players. You work with their wives. Kind of like, what is it that you do? Fitness training is not, some people might assume that's like bodybuilding or something like that.
Right.
What is it fitness training for you?
So started in the one-on-one personal training side of things. I actually train people in home. So I would have a couple things in my car, the privacy and comfort of their own home, and I'd knock out a workout. I've covered group fitness, CrossFit, and then when I relocated back home, I started working on more of the athlete side of things.
Okay.
So worked for a company, and then it was just the timing of everything. Angela Rodriguez reconnected me with Wesley. She was kind of getting a taste of what I did as a trainer and knew it would be good for him. So fast forward to currently, Wesley Matthews is my main client,
NBA.
especially, NBA athlete. We grind in the off season.
Yeah.
Between Milwaukee, Madison, trips to Arizona, trips to wherever. The off season is crazy, but I love it. So I have Wesley. Recently, back in March, Wesley, as a silent investor, him and I opened up my gym in Wisconsin called Black Box 100.
Okay.
Cool.
And then it's kind of nice because I have Wesley in the off season. Then when he transitions into season, now all the wives are in town with the Milwaukee Bucks, and we've built a relationship over the last 2 years training together.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what title I have, I don't really know where I fit, but it's more so like NBA athletes, Milwaukee Bucks wives, and then gym owner.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's quite the experience.
I would say she's like, I don't know.
I know, what title?
Head biddy. Like, I mean, she's
Everything.
just like running the world.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a hand in a lot of pots, but I think it's what's cool. And like, it's funny because I find sometimes like, you obviously went to Marquette. Wesley went to Marquette, right? Like, this isn't a like, oh, I know him and this is like a give me thing. Like,
Not
it
at
wasn't.
all. Yeah.
And I think sometimes people assume that.
Absolutely.
And it's so frustrating because it's like, you're working your ass off. But because you went to Marquette and you knew him, it's like, let me just go ahead and paint that picture.
Right.
Do you feel like that makes you work 10 times harder to like beat that narrative? Like, you already know 100%. It's there.
Yes. People say that, people think it.
Yeah.
But the good thing about that is I think I've gotten to a place in my career, even my mental health, to not let that type of stuff phase you. I know what it took to get me here. He knows what it took to get me there. And I think that's most important. But yeah, we built that relationship back in 2004 at like the WBCA All-Star game. That's the first time I met him. He was Mr. Basketball of Wisconsin. I was Miss. And it was like, oh, that's a big deal. They're both going to Marquette. So he's been stuck with me for years. But, I had to go through so many ups and downs in life, both personal, both with my career, emotional maturity, the mental health that I'm big on that. But I had to go through those things to be ready for that moment when Angela Rodriguez reconnected us. Yeah. And so she's like, Monfre, you got to get to Madison and train him. I'm like, I'm ready. Let's do it. And that drive to Madison, I was like, Erin, this is a job interview. This could change your career. Wesley Matthews is friends and family second.
Yeah.
And, credit to him that like if you're not in his corner for the right reasons, we talked about that briefly, he doesn't have a problem being like, this isn't it. This isn't working.
Yeah.
And so that first workout, he was kind of, you could see he was dialed in and he was kind of like, I'm liking this.
Yeah.
But at the age of that where he's at in his career, his body, this and that, it's like he needs almost a different style of training because he's not a rookie. He's not 3, 4, 5 years in. He's going into what, year 15?
15.
So there's certain ways I have to train his body and keep those, it's total mobility and injury prevention. But it's been so fun to just have that friendship, have those really good conversations, and know that I'm in his corner to keep him on that court as long as possible.
Right. I love it. Well, I think too, like one of the things that I wanted to ask you is like, what made you want to go into training? You played basketball, right?
Yep.
And so you wanted to stay in sports. And I think when we say trainer, like it could be basketball, it could be soccer. Like I think you could probably train anyone.
Yeah.
What made you want, like you talked a little bit about how like you wanted your own schedule and you wanted to be able to like impact people. And I think, you know, when people look at working out, it means so much more than just like losing weight or gaining weight. It's more about like, what is the overall 360 impact that this could have on my life? Why did you choose training? Like, why didn't you, like you said, you didn't want to go to basketball because of season, but like, what made you choose training? Because that's an up-down job. Like, you are working for yourself.
Time.
So, like, this isn't a standard paycheck.
Physically be there to make money.
Yes, 100%.
Now, I'm blessed with the situation with Wesley and how we do that, but I got into personal training when I went to that first opportunity to do personal training. It was that feeling, it was that aha moment of like, it clicked.
Okay.
But on a deeper level, my mom, who passed away in 2008 to breast cancer, was a personal trainer.
Okay.
So it was like, maybe you don't want to coach. Maybe you kind of want to live on her legacy and have that deep-rooted connection with her.
Yeah.
And so year after year, and like you said, in the fitness industry, my goodness, like highs and lows. I was at a CrossFit gym, getting up at 4 a.m., coaching 3 to 4 classes, go home midday, go back and coach 3 to 4 more. It's like a hamster on a wheel.
Yeah.
So when people see the level of success that I'm at now, I'm like, you have no clue
what it took.
What it took, where I was, what I went through financially.
Right.
There was a moment in Louisiana, I was on food stamps. Living with the person I was dating, we were living with her father. And now people see where I'm at, and it's just like, oh, you and Wesley are cool. Of course, he's going to have you on. It's like, you can't let that stuff bother you. So it was the deep-rooted connection that I had with my mom being a personal trainer. And then I saw the impact that it had on people's mental health. How many times do you go in and do, it could be fitness or something that you enjoy that fills your cup. How many times do you go, you might not want to, but you do it, and then you leave, and it's like, I can breathe.
So much
How
better,
do you
too.
feel after? We were just talking about that.
Better.
It's like, sometimes it's not about how you feel going, because sometimes you're like, I'm annoyed, I'm
It's the
tired,
hardest
I'm
part.
whatever.
Yeah,
but
that
when
is
you
the hardest
when
part.
you leave, that's the feeling that you should hold on to.
And that's what I try to get across to people, especially at Black Box 100. Now I have the freedom to do things how I want, talk to people how I want. And the 100 is that I think it's really unrealistic to be like, bring 100% every day. Bring 110% every day.
Yeah.
It's like, I got so much shit going on outside of here.
Yeah.
It didn't want to come here. Maybe my depression, my anxiety, that breakup, that job, my pet. I tell people just show up. You got 2%, 10%, 20, I'll take it from there. But what I want them to do is 100%, or at least try to disconnect from all that bullshit outside that door. Because you're pouring into yourself in that hour, and there's absolutely nothing you can do with what's going on outside that door.
Right.
And so it's like when they're there at my gym, I don't track anything. I don't care how fast you can go. I don't care how heavy you can lift weights. It's show up as you are. I have a wide demographic of people, mostly females. And then when you leave, I want people to feel like, A, I want to come back.
Yeah.
But B, it's like, I can just fucking breathe again.
Love
and
it.
whatever was bothering me, I either released it or now I can conquer it.
Yeah.
Because it, die tomorrow, 6-pack, biceps, big ass, like, you're not going to be remembered for that.
No.
You're going to be remembered for how you make people feel, the impact you make on people, how you handle situations when you've been treated poorly. That's what matters to me. And people find that through fitness.
Yeah.
And it's also very vulnerable to show up into a group setting.
Right.
So it's like, just come, I got you, 100% disconnect. I tell people, I am proud of you for showing up today.
Yeah.
I've been in the industry 14 years. I wake up 3 out of 6 workouts a week. I don't want to go. I finally found a phenomenal gym. I pay a gym membership. I have my own gym. Train Moments is a phenomenal gym in Milwaukee. I've created so many friendships. I'm paying, so I'm going to go. And when I leave, I feel great.
Wow. Do you need that like extra person, like a trainer, to motivate you then, and just to challenge you when you go to those gyms?
I'm
I
so
wanna
glad
show
she's
up-
saying this, because I'm like, I'm not going to a gym. If you tell me to go to a gym and do it myself, I can't.
No.
Yeah.
But I also need someone to like an accountability person,
Accountability,
but not
yes.
someone barking at me.
No.
Like, do it.
No.
Now, might probably work for some people, and I might need that some days. But at the same time, it's impactful to hear that what Erin is saying she does, she also implements in her own life. Like what she needs. She's saying, I need someone to help me do this. Like, I'm a trainer. You can go in there and do that yourself. But you're saying, for myself to feel the way I want to feel.
Right.
I need this.
Right.
And it's not a lack of like, it's you're practicing what you preach. You're identifying what you need and want and what makes you feel good. And then you're going and doing it. Because it would be so easy for you to be like, I work out of my own gym and I do my own workouts and watch me get individual workouts in. Yeah. But then it's like, that's not what you need. And that's so vulnerable for you to say. And I'm so proud of you for saying it because so many people would just be like, yeah, I'm a trainer and I like work out and I like go to the gym and get on the treadmill and whatever. But it's so much more than that. And you desire so much more than that.
Yeah. I want to show up. I want to be coached. You know, just even a good job, Erin, or good, that feels good, even though I am a trainer.
Right.
I want to show up. I want to disconnect. I don't want to have to create my own program. I do that all day long for group classes, for Wesley, for youth athletes, for personal training. Like, you know, I don't want to do it for myself. So I will pay somebody. I will show up. And it's like, that's my time to disconnect.
I find, okay, so I'm thinking on one of our other guests was a dietitian, and we asked her if she likes to eat out or in.
Yeah.
And she likes to eat out.
I believe it.
For the same reason, because she's like, I literally schedule meals for all these people.
Yes.
I don't want to have to go home and do that for myself and my kids and my family. So I think I'm finding some of the most intuitive, mindful people are saying like, yes, this is what I do. It is not who I am.
Right.
And that's
it's a part of you.
Crazy. Right.
It's a part of you.
Black Box is your baby and it is what you're building. But you're creating a culture that when you step away, it exists without you. 100%. It doesn't require you.
Yeah. And I have a phenomenal group of people that are willing to step in.
Yeah.
People that I trust, people that help me on the social media side of things. Like people see, oh, Erin owns Black Box 100. It's like, no, this entire crew owns Black Box
village,
100.
right?
I'm able to be here in this moment and have my group classes continue. And it's month 2, 3 of business. Like that's amazing.
I saw her post today on Instagram where somebody said like Erin's even gone, but she's still making sure we puke when we're not here.
I guess it was a tough one today.
No, I love it because I'm like, that's so funny that they're like, we thought we were gonna get like when you have a substitute teacher.
Yes, it's gonna be a cruise.
Oh yeah.
And I warned them. I said, if I'm not physically here, I will still be programming.
She's still there.
And then I'm like, meanwhile, she has all these hidden cameras y'all don't know about that she's just watching so that you don't cheat the system. Like, okay, but yeah, it's that like step. It's like that like substitute teacher of like, oh, free day.
Yeah,
and
they're gonna
like,
put on a movie and
Mama.
share. No.
Yeah, we're gonna go get a little quick Dunkin' Donuts coffee while we're working out.
No, keep them working in town, out of town.
How did you even start Black Box to begin with? I mean, that's a business in its own to start that.
It is. So Wesley and I had talked about potentially starting a gym together and having his, blessing and investment, which has been phenomenal. I was fortunate that the location of where I'm at is actually inside of my family business's warehouse. Oh, wow. So I started like the first 1,000 square feet was going to be cubicles and office space for employees. COVID hit, everyone's working from home.
Yeah.
So it was a low risk opportunity, but a good location for like the clientele that I built to still get to. And so Black Box 100, I kind of explained the 100, but I just love like the dark aesthetics of a gym.
Yeah,
I think it's a good
vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of
and you feel like people aren't watching you either.
Yes.
It's like you can just be yourself and work out. You don't have to like feel like you're being judged.
Yes.
I get that.
That's the biggest thing with group class. People are so apprehensive to go.
Right.
And so the best thing I did is in March, I opened it up free to the public. Anyone, come with a friend, come with a family member, just to get people in there. And so that really helped start April 1st because people felt more comfortable.
Yeah.
It's like, let's go check it out.
Yeah.
And that's the thing in the industry is like, I don't look at what I do as a competition to others. There's a trainer on every corner. There's a gym on every block. But you have to find someone that you're going to want to go back to. I tell people, if you leave Black Box 100, it's okay. Find something that works for you because it's the mental health aspect of it.
No, 100%. Wow. Well, and I think too, like I always see Erin like elevating, supporting other gyms and other trainers and other business.
Confuses everybody.
Well, but it does because it's like, but now I understand because it's like, okay, I go work out there. And I think sometimes people are afraid to like champion other people and other things, and
especially in the same
line of business. Yes, because you're like, oh my gosh, are they going to take business from me? Or no, but at the end of the day, when you celebrate other people, you're teaching them to celebrate other people, and then now you're like, we can all do our own ish.
Exactly.
We all do it differently. I'm not for this person, you're not for that person, but Sally's for that person. Like it's okay, and I think especially as like females, there is this like ownership mentality of like, this is mine and I want to keep it here. And like,
I'm the polar opposite.
Right.
Yeah, like
and that's what I see is like, and it's inspiring, but I also
Thank
think you have an innate space to be in because, okay, I want to go back and talk about the wives and how you train the wives.
Yeah.
That is phenomenal to me because a lot of times it's like, first of all, everyone always wonders like, what do they do?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, and
That's
they're
true.
like, we're home dealing with the household because our husbands are gone 4 or 5 days a week.
Which is more than a full-time job.
And they all spend time together, but they don't spend time together.
Correct.
Right? So like, they're like, oh, we're all at games, but it's not like you actually know what is going on in their lives.
Yes.
And so walk us through how that started. Like, was it one wife? Was it different wives? Like we see you guys training, like where do you go? Like break that down for us because that's so cool.
It is really unique. And I tell people all the time, I said, name another NBA team where the wives get together 3 times a week consistently and train. There's no way. To my knowledge, there's no other team that has that camaraderie, the togetherness.
Yeah.
Now, so it started with one that would come to my workouts. Then we'd be at the games. And so she's talking about, oh my God, I'm so sore. Erin killed me. Erin was tough, but it was a good workout. So then another one came. And now the 2 of them are talking about it. So you can't, they're constantly hearing about it. Like, who is this Erin? And then they're like, well, she works with Wesley. And one thing led to another. And then you have Mariah and Lauren Holiday and a couple others coming. And they came to a space I was renting. This was prior to Black Box 100. And they enjoyed the workout. Yeah. And then Mariah said, hey, Erin, we got a full facility at the house. The kids, like it's a lot to leave and this and that. Would you be willing to come to our house? And at the time I had the availability. So I'm like, yeah, of course. Now we're able to get anywhere from like 3 to 6 to 7 of them in together at one session. Wow. But to see it kind of, over the last 2 years has truly been really special. Because there's times too, we'll chat before the session. They'll vent about some things. We've created a really safe space where they can be people. Because it's always like, oh, what's so-and-so like? What's so-and-so like? I'm like, they're wonderful.
Sure. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. They're wonderful, but they're people and they wear a hell of a lot of hats while their men are out there grinding and playing, but they're just as important. So for them to take an hour a day, minimum 3 times a week to come together and to work out, they don't have to have makeup on. Who cares how they're dressed? Show up. Sometimes we do it and the kids are running all over the place, but they're still getting that 1 hour in.
For them.
I told you when we briefly talked, it's more than the workout. Yeah. It's them coming together, sharing different struggles or frustrations. And it's like, damn, I'm going through that too. Yeah. Who would have knew? Right. But then the workout it's so fun. Blast the music. Of course, they're, they talking shit. I'm sore, we got to do this, It's a really good vibe.
So who was the first one that started? Like, you got to give us, like, did you?
Taylor Houston.
Okay. So did you approach Taylor or did she come to you?
She came over to me. Okay. And was like, heard about your workout. She popped in. Taylor and I connected right away. She's the former hooper. You just kind of have that connection with those types of people. It was like, I felt like we were past teammates in another lifetime. So Taylor came and she's been a phenomenal friend and advocate since day one. So she kind of rallied them in. And it took some of them like 3 months to come to me for the first workout.
Probably scared.
And
they heard, I've had that before.
Taylor kept being like, so-and-so's coming. So I'm like, I'm ready. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. And when they came the second day, and then one thing led to another. So I love that time of year. The conversations are just really good too. Same thing with Wesley. Yeah. We work out, but we have great life talks because we're all dealing with some shit.
Well, and they're all vulnerable. They're all coming to the space like vulnerable. So, obviously you train a lot of different people, a lot of different spaces. It is very unique to have a woman doing training for an NBA franchise player.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
How scary was that? Was that scary? Did you feel like it was like all eyes on me? People doubted you? Like, did you have people doubt you?
It was a little intimidating at first. I wanted to create that impression with Wesley, that trust, and show him like, I have a passion for this and I love what I do and I have a lot of knowledge. I would love to pour it into you. A lot of credit to Wesley though. He stands by me. He supports me in interviews. He talks about me. We go, to his shooting workouts. This is my trainer, Monfre. He's been so supportive. He doesn't even look at it as like, I have a female trainer.
Mm-hmm.
It's Erin who is, a friend, long-term friend who is family.
Mm-hmm.
I just appreciate his confidence in me and support. Of course, you're always going to have those people where it's like, he's got a chick doing his stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, absolutely. Like,
and you're like, I'm right here.
Yeah. And it's just so odd that it has to even be said or come down to that.
Cares? Yeah.
Who cares? Like, the man's going into year 15, moving on the court like he's in year 7 or 8.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Insane.
And I think that's what's hard in this industry is like, oftentimes it's like that stigma of like, put it this way. If you hadn't played basketball and you didn't come from a basketball background, you were just his trainer, I think it would be 1,000 times harder.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because it's like, okay, cool. What does she really know about what she's talking about? You can take like you as an athlete and what you've like learned and just from your own body, how things work and things like that. Yeah. So how does like the next girl become you? Like how does the next her become her?
That is a good question. The advice for it. I could honestly say, what I said to you before, I felt at the time of my life I was ready for this opportunity. So I had to get out there. I had to make mistakes. I had to work for people who didn't believe in me. I had to work for gyms where it was like, I'm making $20 an hour, barely getting by. It's okay if you're in that point of your career as a trainer. It's part of it because you know what? It makes me appreciate where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
To be with Wesley, flying on a private jet to Phoenix, to train in this $1 million home, like that's a world I never pictured when I said, I want to be a trainer.
Right.
So the best advice I can give is network, connect with people, know your stuff. But when you get that opportunity, you have to be so confident.
Yeah.
Because as a trainer and a coach, you run that session. You run the show during that hour.
Right.
That player, that athlete, whatever sport it is, they're going to look at you like, does she know her shit?
Yeah.
The flow of it.
Right.
But it's the confidence behind it.
Yeah.
Fake it till you make it until you truly are comfortable in that situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and I think too, like the crazy thing is like, I don't know how many staff are on, any NBA team probably has 20 medical staff, right?
Right.
And so there's always that like comparison of like, okay, like what are they doing with him there that I'm doing here? And I think it's like the ownership of just being like, look, this is what I do. This is how I do it. And, let's get to work.
Yeah.
And, anybody that works out with you is looking for that, just like you go to the other gym for your escape. You're their escape. And I think, when you open Black Box, like, was that a struggle? Like again, vulnerable, open, like here we are. Where'd you learn how to set up an LLC? Like, did you set up an LLC?
LegalZoom.com.
Right. But you know what I mean?
The business side of things, I'm like, that's another world.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to learn as I go. I'm not going to let that stuff stop me.
Right.
You just have to go for it.
Right.
And if it doesn't work out, okay, listen to that, try a different road.
Right.
You have to go through those things to get to where it's like, this makes sense. This clicks. My passion is thriving. You can just tell. You can see it in a person when they're in alignment with where they're supposed to be.
Yep.
But I didn't just wake up and get there.
Yeah.
I went through hell and back, relationships, moving. I've been in dark places financially. Like the story that I have in the last 14 years is crazy.
Yeah.
But now I'm in a place where I can appreciate every single workout, every single day that I'm doing what I get to do, whether it's with the wives, whether it's with Wesley, or whether it's with Black Box 100.
Right.
And was there like an experience that happened in the past that maybe you learned from and you would like to share that with like people who want to be like you?
Like what not to do? Like what's your not to do?
My what not to do is don't stay too long where you don't feel appreciated in your craft.
That's really, I love that.
If you are not eating at the table, get up. And if you're at the table and they serving poison, girl, get up.
That's what I'm saying.
Get
because
up.
someone is going to appreciate your craft. It's similar to a relationship. If you're having to prove your value anywhere, relationships, careers, friendships, get the fuck out. They're not going to see it.
But that's so hard because like you and for me, I'll say this, like sometimes you get in space where you're like, okay, if I work a little bit harder, if I give them a little bit more, if I show them more, they're going to respect me more. And that's,
in those situations,
that's not the case.
It's not the case. I believe you have to have so much self-respect for yourself. If you're thinking that way, it's like, hold on, let me dial back inward to be so locked in and confident in who I am that I don't have to give more. I'm giving what I'm capable of. I'm giving Erin Monfre. And if it doesn't fit,
it just doesn't
let's move
fit.
on. And it's okay.
Yeah, I know.
You got to get it doesn't fit to get to where it fits.
But Erin Monfre now knows this.
Yeah.
Erin Monfre 10 years ago.
Hell no.
Exactly. And that's my thing is like.
But thank God, if I was the same person 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
No.
Not growing.
You have to
hard.
evolve.
Well, it's like fluidity, right? Like you grow and evolve and you like take this thing and you're like, okay, cool. But at the same time, it's like that level of self-worth and self-value, I think comes with experience.
Yes.
I think it comes with age. I also think it comes with failing.
Yes.
We talk about this a lot of like, okay, so many people are like, oh my God, this is the worst day of my life. I just got fired. Like I remember the first time I got fired by a client, an NBA client.
Yeah.
And I literally was like, what's wrong with me? Like when you go recruit, you're like, okay. And then it's between you and another group. When they don't pick you, it's like you just got dumped. And you're like, okay, but it's like, why don't they like me? What could I have done more of? What should I have said better? Like whatever. And now I'm like, okay.
Yes.
And?
Yeah. And those thoughts are normal to have.
Yeah.
But after you have those thoughts, what's next?
Yeah.
Are you able to just be like, it can't be me. Is it me?
Yeah.
What can I work on?
Right.
What can I do?
10 years ago, Kate was devastated. Like,
Oh my
my
gosh.
God, like this is so, my life's over. My boss is going to fire me. I didn't get my job done and I'm embarrassment in this league.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, okay, because it's like, all right, cool. Like I'm not going to lower what I want for myself or what I expect for myself.
Or who you are as a person.
To become something you need.
Yes.
Because you're not what I need.
Right.
And that's such like it is, we talked about this with another guest, Allie, like you have to turn it off. You have to be like, I don't hear it. I don't see it. This shit doesn't matter. I have a mission and a calling and a purpose. And we joke about this. So she and I met very recently. But like, you don't know, sometimes I find in life, you don't know why you're doing something. And then you have that aha moment where the shit clicks and you're like, this is what God is calling me to do.
Yeah.
But this is also what a version of my purpose is. Because I don't think you have one purpose. I think your life has multiple purposes.
And
And
they'll
throughout
change.
life, it will change.
Yeah.
And you have to be willing to change with it. And the
Yes.
most successful people have figured that shit out. Where they're like, okay, that was me 10 years ago.
Yeah.
This is me today. What was your aha moment that like, holy shit, I can do this? Was it the first day you opened Black Box and those people were there and you're like, holy shit?
It was the first session in Madison with Wesley.
Okay.
Because it was a different style of training. As a high level athlete, I can throw a lot of different things at him. And I knew they would transfer over to the court work that he would do. I knew that just my professionalism, even maybe my personality or confidence, I would thrive in that. And I do want more athletes. I want to work at the professional level. It can be any sport, baseball, NHL, soccer, it doesn't matter to me. But that aha moment was when I left that first session with Wesley and was like, I feel fulfilled. I felt challenged. I was even had those, nerves and jitters before, which can be a really good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, and it also kind of just reminds you that like, this is real shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm a human. I'm not a robot.
Right.
Like, and that's important because sometimes you're like, you do the same shit over and over and over again. And you're like,
Yes.
no
but
more.
I prepared for that. I prepared for that workout, specific things, and I knew what I was going to do, but it was that moment. And now to open up Black Box 100, I don't chase memberships. I don't chase the monthly revenue. It's more so like if people want to be a part of the brand and what you stand for and what you're doing, they're going to pay money.
Yeah.
And if this is meant to work, I got to show up as Erin Monfre every single day, and people will gravitate and want to be a part of it, or they won't. And it's okay if they don't want to.
Yeah.
Can you open a gym out here, please?
I would love to
be a part of it.
I would love to. We can make a
That's
phone call
amazing.
right now.
Listen, you know what's funny is it's like, I think as I'm going through this, it's like going and seeing what people have built is so fun because
cool.
it's like you see it and you're like, I can do it. Like one of my aha moments for me was like when I was like, why not? Like it's that theory of like when they say like, why do I have to do this? It's like, why not do this? And it's so hard because I think there's so much pressure put on young people nowadays to figure their shit out, figure it out fast, and do it right. And it's like, you know, the amount of times I've failed, got fired, like, so my very first job, I didn't tell you this, my very first job I got fired from was from Express, the clothing store.
How did you fuck up that?
Because I wanted to shop. I didn't want to actually have to do shit. I wanted to just walk around and
paychecks are already going back into Express.
She's trying on the clothes while she's working.
And I'm like, oh, you should try on this
They
top.
could have kept you to know that the paycheck was at least going back into the business.
Honestly, but it was like, you're not folding enough jeans for us today. Like, have a good day. So fast forward, and that was like, I was like, okay. I was in college. Okay. Fast forward to 2012, 2013, 14. It was probably 2014. I built the Express Game Changers campaign for Express Corporate with Steph Curry.
Oh my!
Because he was the first athlete to ever endorse a clothing company.
I remember that.
Outside of his footwear deal.
Yeah, he was on the billboards or whatever.
Oh, weird. And then it went on. It went from him, and then it muted into Trae Young and Mo Bamba, and it muted into like Jamal Murray. Like it literally they became NBA partners.
Wow.
Because of the Game Changer campaign.
Did you talk to the Express?
And so it was
like, those jeans over here.
So it's funny because in our first shoot, I was like telling the girls in PR and like some of the executives, and they were like, "Oh, you know, you're a fan of the brand or whatever." And I was like, "Yeah, I love the brand." I said, "But I actually used to work for you guys." And they were like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got fired in Charleston, South Carolina, and I'm the one over here approving every outfit, every shot, every campaign, every outlet." And so I'm like, but y'all fired me. So you know what? Y'all fired me. It's fine. But it was funny because it was like, that's how the universe works.
Yeah. I know, really. Literally full
Literally,
circle.
I'm owning Times Square billboards from a campaign that I built.
Yeah.
But
That's
y'all
awesome.
fired me
That's
because
dope.
I didn't fold enough jeans. Okay. But I was like, y'all want to fire me? Like,
That's
I'm
great.
sorry. Now I'm like, meh. And
But these young kids trying to figure out who they are. What, like, you look back at your 20s, I had no clue who I was.
on the daily, I'm like,
I had to do stupid things, relationships, jobs. Like, you had to.
Yeah.
And then even in your 30s, like, you're starting to just be like, okay, I think this is who I am. This is what I want to do. But it constantly changes. So you have to be open to just evolving with where your life is going. And your interests change.
Yeah.
You know, and as your interests change, your job changes, like, there's always going to be people who have something to say. I can't believe so-and-so's doing that. Can you believe so-and-so left them, did that? And it's just like, if you can just get used to the talk and know that it's going to be there regardless of how successful, how positive your impact is, I mean, it's just, you can't let it phase you.
Yeah.
if you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?
Oof.
Ooh, toughie.
Probably like a therapist or life coach or mental health
I was honestly
coach.
going to say life coach would be really good for you.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because I think you are a life coach.
Inspiring,
like, you know what I mean? Like, you are in fitness, but you have the ability to take the discipline that comes with fitness to apply that in aspects of someone else's life, right? Because that's what fitness is. It's discipline. It's consistency. And that goes for a lot of things in your life. You just don't want to actually admit how much shit you actually should be doing that you aren't doing.
Yeah.
And so many people need that, like, support, like you talked about. Do you go back to Marquette at all?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this past season, I was there a couple times, sat courtside, watched games.
I mean, like, are you able to get in and work with them? Like, are you able to kind of share your
I don't
story
know
with
about working
them?
with them, but to at least sit and talk with them,
Yeah.
I would love to.
Yeah.
Still have a good relationship with
Yeah.
the strength coach there, Todd Smith, Maggie Smith. So, yeah, it's just a matter of reaching out. I have a good relationship with the head coach, Megan Duffy.
Yeah.
She wants to come check out Black Box.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just to talk with them.
Yeah.
To be like, I was in your shoes at one point.
Yeah, for sure.
And there are things I would do differently.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, many things I would do differently, but just to sit and mentor and talk. I love
huge.
life conversations.
Yeah.
And I wish I had that at that age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of cool now that the current Marquette players, like, eating healthy is cool. Mental health is cool. Like, you know, like the things that weren't cool
right.
back then,
Yeah.
I wish they were.
Right.
Yeah.
Being in the gym for hours was like, that's cool now. Like, work
Work is cool.
Work is cool. We were like, when work was over, we wanted to be out of there.
Yeah.
So things are different now.
But I also think it's a testament to people in your situation where you are able to impact and influence where there wasn't. And when I look at like women's sports and women entrepreneurs, like I think sometimes we're all scared to make that step. Like we're all scared to fail. But it's like the ship blows up. Doesn't change who you are.
Right.
Doesn't change what your goal is. It just means you might need to try again or try it differently. What for you has been one of the biggest challenges in your career, aside from the ups and downs and financially? What's been the biggest challenge for you in finding a balance? Because when you build a company, like I built one, it is so much work that you put on your back that other people can't do. How do you find time for you?
Boundaries. And sticking with them.
Come on, talk more.
Boundaries,
Talk more.
boundaries.
What's a boundary? Talk more to the people
Just
that don't
even
know.
a boundary within myself of I'm going to get up early. I'm going to coach from 6 a.m. till maybe 1 or 2 p.m. And if a member asks me every single day, when are you going to have afternoon classes? My answer is going to be no. I don't care if that brings me in another 5 to 10 grand a month. I am not going to come back in the afternoons because I've done that before. And I was a hamster on a wheel. And my mental health wasn't there. I didn't have relationships with people, friendships. I didn't have that. So now at the point in my career, I'm going to work from 6 to maybe 2 and I'm out. So it's setting boundaries. I like to casually drink and go out and do this. But like on a Friday night, if I meet you out for a drink and I want to go home early, you're not going to manipulate me into staying out later.
Right.
This and
Are we
that.
hearing this? She's not going to be manipulated to staying out late, but y'all two are trying to manipulate me to sit here and work out. So let's we're gonna set some boundaries for her, but not for Kate.
I don't know if we got that.
Yes.
Is that true?
I'm going to get her to like accidentally do a squat before I leave. Drop some shit. Like, hey, pick that up.
Landon, go run outside and your mom will chase you.
Yes.
It's fine. Go run and play in
That's how you
traffic
get it.
and she'll go out
Or
here
your
and
dog.
do
Maybe if you have a dog and your dog gets out, you have to go.
Thank you. Yeah, chase my dog. down
Movement
the
is
street.
movement, Kate.
I move all day long.
Yeah.
My challenge is when I work out, I can't shut my brain off. And I know a lot of people have that challenge.
Okay.
Mine is like, I can't do yoga, period. I cannot stop this.
Okay.
So that's what sets a lot of people, they struggle with, you go to yoga, I can't shut it off. So I'm always thinking about something else, and now I'm asking my body to do something else, right? So what do you say to somebody like me that can't shut it off? Like
I would say 2 things. Go anyways.
Okay.
Because eventually that may change.
Okay.
The other thing is, what can you do prior to yoga? Think about, be a little bit more aware, what is on my mind? Release that, whether it's in a journal, in your note section on your phone, release that, and then it's self-talk.
Yeah.
Yoga's tough because it's slow, it's controlled, it is challenging, but like you're going to have to constantly check in with yourself, like be present, be present. It's the self-talk that gets me through every single day. But like group classes or fitness classes, the music is blaring. You're thinking about, what am I doing? What's the reps? What weight should I be doing? Are people looking at me like, you're almost thinking about so many things that you can't think about anything else?
Yeah.
But 2 things, continue to go and maybe try to release prior to yoga and see. It's the consistency of that. Can't do it one time. Can't write in a journal one time prior to yoga and be like, I'm good. I'm not going to think about anything.
Right.
You're going to write in that journal day 1, think about it. Day 10, maybe still thinking about. When you create that habit, something will start to shift.
Yeah.
I think it's always like the universe being like, are you serious about this?
Yeah.
If you are, how long are you going to stick with it?
Yeah.
Prove to me that you're for real about this, and then bam, I got you. I'll reward you.
Yeah.
However that looks.
Yeah.
It's the consistency of it.
I think too, it's also intimidating because it's like, I live in a fast-paced world, right?
Right.
And you have to be accessible all the time. And so when you can say, okay, I'm going to take 90 minutes for myself, it's that like, oh my God, what if the world blows in that 90 minutes?
But it's getting them to understand at this time,
boundaries.
I cannot answer the call.
It's so hard though. I
It
hear
is.
y'all. But
It's
I'm
a work in
saying
progress.
It is a challenge
It is.
because you feel like, especially in the sports industry, there's always the next you. So if you're not doing this, somebody else is going to step in and take your spot. And it's like, okay.
But if you set that boundary and take 90 minutes to yourself, you're going to be better. and better and better. So you're going to be better than the people that may
Yeah.
take your spot because you're taking care of you.
Mhm.
And the people around you will respect it.
Mhm.
Oh shit, I called
The
Kate.
right-
She's not
the
answering.
right
She's at
people
yoga.
Will respect
Yes.
it. The right
That's
people will
anything in
respect
life.
it.
And
Yeah.
that's who you want to surround
Your
yourself
circle.
with.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's times I got to say no to Wesley. Do I love saying no to him? No, not really. Like, hey, we're leaving in 2 days. I'm like, bro, we just opened a gym and I got to run it.
Yeah.
Like, I can't get on a plane tomorrow. You need to give me a heads
Yeah.
up. And he's like, oh, you can't make it work, Monfre. I'm like, my life doesn't work like yours.
Yeah.
I can't just hop on a PJ and be somewhere.
Yeah.
And then now I got to get people to cover classes.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
Whole thing.
but it's boundaries and treating people right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm
You
a big
know?
believer in that of like what you put out, you get
Mhm.
back.
Big time.
Yeah.
Like and it's taken me a couple put out the wrong things and got some shit back to be like, this is karma.
Yeah, it's a
coming
learning
for
experience.
me.
Yeah, like, oh shit, don't
this
do that
is-
again, Kate. That
Yeah.
wasn't it.
Are you still stupid?
Yeah.
Because we're gonna keep checking.
Yeah, right, right. It won't change until you change. You gotta
But
make the
it's
changes.
also, I think it's healthy to be like, okay, so you have built this entire franchise in this business. What does that look like 5 years from now? And then 10 years from now?
Ideally, I would love Black Box 100 to expand to multiple locations.
Right.
Where literally, I don't care where. That's the thing. Like, I think I can build a good enough team that can run the one back home to where it's like I'm a part of the next one and its growth, and then and so on. That's the plan. Like the 100, I'm like, damn, someday I'd love to have 100 of these.
Wow.
Giving
That's so
trainers and
cool.
people, like
Yeah.
giving trainers and people opportunities.
Yeah.
That's huge to me.
Mhm.
I would love to have more athletes.
Yeah.
You know, Wesley has put me on the map. He believes in me.
Yeah.
I think people see how it's transferred from our sessions to on the court. And of course, credit to the Buck staff and Suki and Wiz and all those guys. But I think we make just an all around really good team.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's almost like I wonder if my niche would be veteran style players where they need a little more TLC in the mobility and the stability and balance and lateral type stuff versus the court work, the repetitions and the heavy lifting.
But I also think like the new age athlete, like Wesley and I always joke about how like if he ate better and focused more of what he was putting in his body 6-7 years ago, he would have been in a better place than he is
Probably.
today.
Probably.
But that wasn't the thing then.
That's what I'm saying. It
It
wasn't cool.
it
wasn't talked
wasn't-
about.
I mean,
wasn't
look at
trendy.
freaking
Right.
mental health. Like
Yeah.
5 years ago, it was like, you're an NBA player, nothing's wrong with you, shut
Yeah.
up, smile, and do your job.
Yeah, don't
You
talk
have a
about it.
therapist.
And
no,
now,
Yeah.
and
that's like a
now
bad
you
thing.
have
Yeah.
a player that came out yesterday. I don't remember who it was. Who his son was diagnosed with autism, and he's saying he just received the same diagnosis.
That's wild.
Wow.
And that's amazing because he is humanizing himself to say like, there's nothing wrong with me. You have idolized me. I have been a role model, but I have this challenge in my life. And it's like, well, damn, we didn't know. And then it's like, okay, maybe I do too. And it's creating a space for people to have conversation.
Yeah.
The more human you are,
Yeah.
the more people can be like, damn, they're going through that too.
They can connect.
relate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Versus
Yeah.
putting on this front of what
Yeah.
you want people to perceive
Yeah.
you as.
Yeah.
Just can't do it anymore.
Well, it's hard to keep up. Like, let's be honest with ourselves. Like, when you have this, like, that's what, like, another guest was talking to us about, of like, she turns it off because she's like, I'm constantly on all the time. And then I have to turn it off because there's no middle for her. She's very black and white. And I can relate to that where it's like, when I have to go to work, like, I am on.
Sure.
And then when I don't want to do anything, I'm kind of like off.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what's cool about a space like that you're in is like people get to show up however,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
you're not going to judge them.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you are going to keep them accountable
Mm-hmm.
to what they want for themselves.
Mhm.
Not what you want for them,
Exactly.
but what they want for
It's
themselves.
about them.
Yeah.
Right.
I want them to feel seen,
Right.
to
Love
feel
that.
like
Right.
I see you.
Right.
You made it here.
Yeah.
And it's a do what you can, give what you
Right.
got.
Right.
And if that's all you have today, proud of you for coming.
Do you think there's a world for you where it's like, okay, I want to work with more athletes? What's your plan? How do you do that?
It's a tough question. I think that's kind of what I'm navigating now
Yeah.
as Wesley's career slowly comes to, an end.
Yeah.
We don't know how many years he has left.
If you ask him,
But-
he's playing forever.
Exactly,
He
yes.
might play till he's 55.
Yes,
and you're
every
like, bro,
athlete.
there's a limit to this.
Yes, every athlete thinks that way.
Right.
But To just expand like the professional clientele, I think it's just networking, being in the right place at the right time, having an opportunity, being ready for it. I feel if someone walked in the door right now and was like, Monfre, let's go, we're going to do, I feel ready.
Good.
I feel like because of the experience I have with Wesley, I feel ready as if I could at least attempt and take on that opportunity.
Well, are there other women in this field that are training NBA athletes, or are you really just like a trailblazer?
On the side like this in the off season, I think there's a few just that I've kind of seen through social media. Obviously, Suki with the Milwaukee Bucks being the head strength coach as a female. It is slowly becoming a little bit more normal.
And I love that.
Yes, as it should be.
Yeah.
It's about what you can do for these athletes, not what gender you are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So to give women more credibility,
Yes.
you're a person. Just as these NBA athletes are people, the wives are people, the members at my gym are people. At the end of the day, you peel back all this shit and we're just human. We're all trying to figure it out. There's no blueprint to life, to loss, to grief, to you have to figure it out. You just have to be open to be like, this ain't it. Or damn, like this is it. Like ride that wave.
Right.
And you may get a fork in the road and you got to make decisions. But it's enjoying the wave that you're riding even when things are good.
Yeah.
A lot of people struggle with that because they're like, shit, why is this happening to me? When is it going to end? And it's like, dude, like right now I'm just enjoying it. Who thought I'd be sitting here with you two doing a podcast?
Drinking a freaking high noon.
Yeah, I got my high noon and flew over here. We're flying right back. It's just like I talked to my dad and it's like, it's just a crazy world. But it's like, I'm riding it.
Yeah.
Who knows when it'll end? Who knows how long it'll last? Who knows where this podcast could take me from here? Our friendship and relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Meeting new people.
You don't know.
You got to be open to stuff to figure shit out.
Yeah.
What for you is your biggest challenge for growth, do you feel like you got to tell your story, but you got to also you got to be able to do work. Like it's not like you can go on a 10-day media trip, right? You have to find the balance between the two. What for you as you look to grow and you want to take on more clients and open 100 black boxes, like because we're gonna manifest that shit.
We are.
We are gonna manifest that shit. We are gonna manifest that shit. What's like a big challenge for you?
That's a great question.
Because you just said you're a person. Where does Erin Monfre as a person from a relationship, a family, where does that fit in?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's a great question. I don't know if I could identify what the biggest challenge is. I think I would answer that in a way where I'm just so focused on where I'm at, where I've been, where I'm at, and I'm so open to where it's going to go. Black box already it's mapped out somewhere, but I'm so open to the direction of where it's going to go that I think that's going to help me overcome any challenges. Okay. Like I said, would the second location be in Wisconsin? Could it be in Chicago? I don't know. I think about that often, but the challenge to grow, I'm just so, and I wasn't always like this. I'm just so laid back with things. Trying to enjoy, literally, it's cliche, but the journey of it. Maybe black box comes, there's a day where it fails. You don't know. But right now I got people in there that are bettering themselves. I'm living out my dream and my passion. So it's like, just hang here for a little bit and enjoy this. So it's almost hard for me to answer that question because to an extent I think about the future and I manifest and I, write down, here's where I want to be, here's where I would love to see myself, but there's no promise or guarantee that's the direction I'm going to go.
Right.
It's like if you focus on the goal. Okay, I'm focused on, I got to open up this gym. I'm losing all of these moments and feelings and memories to get from here to opening up that gym. And that's where things happen. That's where things change. That's where you become somebody.
Well, and I'm a big believer in like, what's the end goal? Not like this step to the next step to the next step. It's like, this is what I want, and then I'm going to work backwards. What is it going to take for me to get here so that I can enjoy it instead of like, okay, I did this. Now what? Now I did this. Now what? It's like, here's the end goal, and then I'm going to map it out backwards instead of forwards. But I think it's funny. I'm listening to her talk, and Erin, I'm literally, weirdly enough, envisioning a mobile black box truck.
That would be dope.
That would be sweet.
Pull up, little semi.
Just
the equipment's inside.
1,000%. And you
could
just
work
pull up
out
and it's
inside,
like,
outside.
a pop-up black box.
Now that would be
sick.
to travel around, do boot camps.
Yeah.
But like
That would
just
be
to
dope.
like it create
Get
the
it out
culture
there.
and experience and get it out there, but it's mobile and it's also
I love it.
I think that could be like
Very possible.
dope.
Very
I mean,
possible.
that shit that can come to life.
Absolutely.
On the real.
It's just it's
Now,
mapping it
all I know
out, figuring
is
out what you need.
When Erin pulls up in her semi and we're out back, like, yes, we're here. I love
the
it.
visual of me popping out of a semi. That's hilarious.
And wearing our Lululemon gear, because I love Lululemon, and I wanted to ask you,
Yes.
because you recently
Yes.
became Lululemon ambassador.
I did.
Yes.
How did you even get into that? That is amazing. I'm sure you probably wore Lululemon.
Yeah.
It's
I don't work out,
honestly
remember?
crazy.
Still, I wear it. I just don't work out in it.
It's all right.
I like
Wearing
it. I like
box
it.
and
I'll
we're
let
gonna come
everyone
out.
assume what they
Yeah,
want when they
that's
see me
all
in
right.
it. It's fine.
So the Lululemon thing was built off of just popping in and out of the store and just kind of chatting with people. I love to chat with people, and just it took almost a year to get this ambassador partnership. So just building an authentic relationship with the employees and the managers. And then it was like, hey, we're going to work out. You want to meet us? So I'd start working out with them. And then what was holding me back was the location of the gym I was renting space at prior to opening my own was in a different like demographic.
Okay.
So they couldn't offer me this ambassador program.
Wow.
And it just so happened that
I know, that's
you have to be in like a certain
like geolocation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think
Like
that's
close to
something
their
new.
store or something?
Right,
Oh,
right.
Okay.
And I'm just like, damn, like I have a good relationship with
Yeah.
you guys. I'm working out with y'all. You're working out at my place. I'm
Yes.
sending the Bucks wives there,
Yeah.
you know. But it was that was holding me back. So then I opened up Black Box 100. And next thing you know, they were like, yes, we can offer it to her.
Wow.
So it was just built off of an authentic relationship, which is what I love, first off. You know, don't offer me something because I'm training Wes Matthews. Don't
Yeah.
offer me something
Yeah.
because I'm training the wives.
Right.
Offer something because you want to get to know Erin Monfre.
Yeah.
And they stood by that. So recently they moved stores. So they went from like 3,000 square foot store to like 6,000.
Wow.
So it's gorgeous, but it's so humbling and so crazy to walk in and like, bam, your photo's in a store.
No way.
Yeah,
You
it's
were
really
literally in-
cool.
Wow.
Yeah, they did like a photo shoot.
Oh my gosh.
You get a gift card of a certain amount to utilize.
Yeah.
You'll get a discount. But what they stand for is like, I can have an idea of bringing the community to Lulu, or Lulu brings the community to me.
Love it.
And I'm just kind of learning more about it. An area I kind of want to tap in is that I rock the men's line. 90% of the time, I'm rocking men's apparel in like a fitted athletic type way. And when you walk into Lululemon, the women's side is crop tops, sports bras, leggings. You know, I'm not asking for the mannequins, a female mannequin to have on a male outfit, but I'm like, get more photos of me out there in the men's Surge joggers with the men's Lulu tee. And it looks fitted and comfortable and not sloppy. And like to just reach, because they're very inclusive, which I like too.
I love that.
But it's like, I want to tap into that market where it's like, as a female, you can rock a men's line and not give a fuck what people say.
Love it.
Yeah,
And I
because
think
I'm not the
there's
legging sports bra type.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Could I?
is
Yeah.
they
Am I
could've-
comfortable?
Yeah.
But I also think that's not you. And
Not
it would have
me.
been very easy
Right.
for you to have been like, I'll do this. And they're like, okay, but you have to wear the women's line.
Right.
To be like, this.
Yeah.
Like, do I want I don't wear the women's line.
I would have said no.
Right.
Yeah.
But that takes a very powerful
Yeah.
idolization and like just self-worth of like, I don't want that.
Dope
This is who I am.
opportunity, but that's not
Right.
Erin.
Being able to,
Right.
yeah.
But I also think it's cool that you can work with a brand that is inclusive, that understands that, and also is willing to push the envelope to
Yeah.
create awareness and inclusivity, because that's not always the case.
No. Like
Not
the photo
always the
shoot
case.
I had on like a thin men's hoodie, like 5-inch shorts and then the spandex underneath. Like that's
But,
kind of like
what
my
makes it
style
men's?
that I
Like,
rock.
what makes it men's though?
Right.
Right.
What makes it men's? Because
Yeah.
it's on a male mannequin?
Yeah.
Because if they put that ish on a female mannequin,
Mhm.
it's gonna look the same. It's honestly the same clothes. It's just marketed just
Sure.
slightly bit
Sure.
different. So like, what makes it
Yeah.
men's?
Yeah. But I thought it was pretty cool because
I think it's
Yeah.
amazing.
all of the
That's
photos
amazing.
you see of the female ambassadors,
Yeah.
they're all in the leggings and crop tops
Yeah.
and sports bras. And it's like, oh, there's Erin up there in
Wow.
the men's line. So I don't know if there's like, I think
incredible.
there is room to
Oh,
tap into that.
1,000%
So that's
there's
kind of
room.
something I would want to do. And again,
Wow.
it's just making a certain type of group of people feel a little bit more secure and comfortable and
Well,
confident.
And even like for the younger generation that like they don't wear the sports bras and they don't wear the crop tops, to be able to come into a store, have someone that they see that
Yes.
looks doesn't look like them or does look like them wearing something that they would be comfortable wearing instead of like, okay, I'm a girl, I'm supposed to go here. I'm a boy, I'm supposed to go there. Like whatever. It's kind of like be you. It's that like be you.
That's what I'm saying.
In whatever it is.
You're going to get so much out of people when they can show up and feel safe and just be Megan and be
That's what her table is all about. It's like whatever you want to wear, girl, you do it.
Right.
Because I'm gonna be me, and I want everybody that comes to her table to be like, I got to show up as myself.
Yeah.
And I was comfortable, and this wasn't like an interview, like you sit over there, and
this
we're gonna
has been
sit
the
over
most.
here.
You've created the most comfortable environment. It's a conversation. It's fun. It's a vibe. I love it.
But it's also just like it's real shit.
Yeah.
Like this is real shit.
Yeah.
Okay, last question I have for you is, if you could be yourself 10 years ago or 10 years from now, which would you be?
The current self I am right now. If I could be at 10 years prior, that's a no. I had to be that type of crazy Erin. I had to be.
But I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
Like, nah, I needed to get that out of the system.
Yeah, 100%.
I needed to let that go,
I was
'cause otherwise it's
dancing
coming
on
up
bars on
55,
4th
here's
Street
Erin,
live
like,
in
55.
Louisville. Yeah. I was on top of the bars, 4th Street live in Louisville. People are like, I want to see that. Or I'm like, she's retired. I don't. That's a tough question because I'm right.
She'll be popping out.
Every once in a while, you might see that, Erin.
Okay.
But Kate, that's a tough question because I don't want to be the. I love who the current Erin is, but there's so much more for Erin to be. So if I had to choose, I'd like to be the current Erin 10 years from now. But I already know current Erin is going to be so much better. And bigger and just it's only going to go up from here.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna close this out with a this or that.
Oh shoot.
Dang, we're gonna this or that.
Shoot.
We're gonna this or that.
You already got it?
Yeah, we got it. So okay. Yeah. Are you stilettos or sneakers?
Sneakers. Shit, you can look at me and get that answer.
I'm gonna
Kate,
make a deal.
I don't own stilettos.
Okay. She just answered my question then. You know what? I will come work out at Black Box 100 if you will wear. If I do, you have to wear heels out one night.
I'd have to wear heels out one night for you to come work out at Black Box 100.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you wanted me to start working out, like we have to compromise here. This isn't just Kate give.
Okay. It's like 1 inch.
Yeah.
It's like a 1 inch
Well,
heel.
why are you getting in the definition? You're not
Thank
in
you.
this.
She's got my back.
I do have your back.
She already knows how awkward it's going to be for me.
I can only imagine Erin.
I'll stay out.
Wesley, we went to the DR. He made me wear he made me a bet for financial. I was like, okay, what's on the line for this? Because I don't do dresses or heels. So he's like, you have to wear a dress and heels to dinner and I'll pay you X. I was like, okay, bet. Sarah gave me a dress, ripped the first one, put the second one on. I have never, drag queens are going to look better and feel better in a dress than me. It is not me. It's the most uncomfortable thing. I came down for dinner. Everyone's in sweats. We're sitting at the table and here I am in a dress and the heels. Prior to that, it was like 2013 the last time.
Okay. Wow. All right. We're going to work this out offline. We'll work this out. Okay. Are you mountains or ocean?
Oh, okay. That's a tough one. Mountains.
Skydiving, scuba diving.
Neither. I don't want to be up or below. Shit. Yeah, I'm not dropping from the sky. I don't need to see what's in the water.
Right here, even
at the ocean, I'm ankle deep. I'm cooling off, and that's it.
She's splashing. She's splashing.
Yeah, I don't know what's down there.
So
I'm a pool girl.
Are you coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Morning or night?
Morning.
Oh, another reason we can't be friends.
Yeah.
I'm not. She's gonna be like, I'm gonna be like,
I've had half a day in before Kate.
Yeah,
morning for sure.
Cut off that. Are you past or present? I'm sorry, past or future. If you could go to the past or the future, which would you want to go to?
Future. Yeah.
Okay. I would have picked past. That's what I would have pegged you for.
What about cats or dogs?
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Okay.
Love dogs. I don't have one. I would if I could.
Well, there's
cats.
still time.
Yeah.
There's still time. There's still hope.
Dogs for sure.
There's still hope. Are you champagne or are you beer?
Champagne.
Ooh, okay.
Vodka wasn't a choice. But
I should have said high noon or Truly's to see which way it went.
High noons for sure. Not a beer drinker.
I love it. And are you dress up or dress down?
Ooh, gosh, I love both. Dress down. I'm more casual all the time.
Eat in or eat out?
Eat in. Summertime, though, catch me on a rooftop. I love to be out on a rooftop with the good weather.
Yeah. Of course, you live in Wisconsin because it's shit in the winter and it's so cold.
We
so
do
you're
have the
stuck
best
inside.
summers. They're just fucking 2 months long.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's a hard pass.
Yeah.
A hard pass.
Yeah,
Makes
it's
you
tough.
you appreciate it more because you get it. There you go.
And I'm out all the time. I'm out and about. Well, so is everyone
She's
else.
going to be getting her semi-truck together.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the new thing.
Well, I honestly cannot thank you enough for coming and
thank
just
you
sharing your
both.
story
Yes,
and
thank
being here
you.
with us today on Her Table. Like, it's
Appreciate
been
it.
so great just
Yeah.
hearing your vision, your passion, but just also your mentality on life is just inspiring. And so thank you so much for coming by today.
Absolutely. Thanks
We
for
loved having
me.
you.
Yeah,
Cheers to the
loved
next
having you.
one.
Thank you.
Cheers.
That's right. Thank you.
Okay, so we just wrapped with Erin. Like, that was awesome.
She was amazing.
Amazing. Like,
Love
just
her.
her whole ability to see life differently through a different lens than usually you have with like fitness trainers. Usually they're like, show up, do the work, and like just get bigger, stronger, better.
Right.
I didn't really feel like that with her.
Yeah. No, she was amazing, authentically herself the whole entire time. She has had quite the journey. So it was awesome, like hearing about that. And maybe she'll get you to go to Black Box one day. I don't know.
Until she gets the semi-truck. She wants a semi-truck. But secondly, like, I loved her passion and energy for Lululemon.
Yeah.
And their inclusivity. And
Love
I think
that.
for her to say, like, hey, I'll work with you guys and it's been amazing.
Yeah.
But I want to come in and wear what I'm comfortable in and who I am on the outside that
Right.
reflects who I am on the inside.
Love it.
And for her to be able to say that it's like such a huge brand, but then them support her.
The support is just
it
amazing.
Gives me so much hope for the world, to be honest.
I know.
Because that's not an easy thing to say,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also not an easy thing to do.
Yeah. No, I love
And
that.
I love her whole path too of like what she wants for herself, but what more importantly, like what she wants for her clients that she works out with.
Yeah.
It makes me want to be a better person.
Makes
to be
me too.
honest,
Yeah.
it makes me want to be a better person, chase my dreams, and she taught. I mean, hearing her talk about food stamps and how she was on food
I
know.
stamps.
The struggle is real for
And now-
entrepreneurs.
Now she's flying in a private jet.
I mean,
for this
literally,
podcast.
she's here on her table.
Yeah.
Like literally made it on
Yeah.
her table.
I
Yeah,
love
right.
that.
She made our table. She made
She
our
really
table.
did.
She
really
did.
did.
Well, that's a wrap for us here
Yeah.
at Her Table today.
She was great. Make sure to like and subscribe Her Table. Drop a comment, leave a review. Who you'd like to see next. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
And make sure you guys share this because all
Yes.
these stories are so inspirational. Share it with a friend, family, get it out there. Really want to spread the stories of all these amazing women that we keep having at Her Table. But that's it. That's a wrap for us. Until next week,
Yes.
we'll see you guys.